Hey, 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 welcome to your Capricorn horoscope for the week of July 23rd to July 29th. And we still have Pluto. I mean, it is what it is. And a lot of things really haven't changed from this week to next week. We still have Pluto in opposition with the sun. And I do believe that that is going to continue on for the rest of this week. Probably will be breaking up by next week, which is good. And unfortunately, with that particular opposition there, in terms of how we're dealing with that, focus is still on the home. So Pluto's focus is still on the home in retrograde, kind of signifying that, any changes or transformations that you would like to make with that within that situation, you just can't, which is very frustrating because you guys just like to be able to get things done. I totally get that. Indirect opposition with the sun, which is focused on career. So this can be interpreted in a couple of different ways. One, these problems that you're having at home are causing focus problems or problems within your career. So, for instance, if you're dealing with somebody who, if you're dealing with somebody in your family that's just causing a lot of problems and you have to take a lot of time off work, eventually your job is going to be like, hey, are you ever coming back? And yet, I mean, Capricorn not working is like, I know we've never seen that, right? Actually, I have. Believe it or not, I have seen that. And I was like, whoa, I never in a million years would have ever expected to see that in my whole life, but it does happen. But generally, a Capricorn that's not working is a very unhappy individual. So, with that being said, anytime my Capricorn grandmother, for example, had to go through certain things when her son passed, for one, where she had to take time off of work. And which of course she had established, all that time beforehand, or times where, say, there was a strike and she couldn't go to work, and that actually drove her insane, having to stay home and not work, mainly because she needed to make money, right? And that's the whole point. So in whichever way this plays out, this obstacle that prevents you from actually being able to get things done is like the worst thing in the world to Capricorns. I mean, the absolute worst thing in the world to Capricorns. And it can be highly frustrating. However, if we bump over to Pluto's grand sextile with Neptune, which is focused on your day-to-day schedule, as well as Uranus, which is focused on money, this is kind of sort of showing you a different way to look at this. You're stuck and you can't seem to move forward in what you're doing, then this frees up time for you to maybe look outside the box in terms of creating extra income streams, or maybe it's just a kind of a gentle reminder that you have been responsible and you've done a really good job putting money away. And so because of that, you actually do deserve to take some time and enjoy it, for once, even if it's just a couple of days. Take some time and enjoy it. Go out of town, do something that you wouldn't normally do, just to decompress and refocus your energy so that when you go back to work, things aren't quite so hectic and chaotic, if that makes sense. We all need that, even Capricorns. It turns out even Capricorns need to do this every now and then. And sometimes these challenges come up to remind us to do that. So turns out a challenge works in your favor, right? Or if you can't take some time off, to enjoy yourself, at least take some time off to be able to deal with the situation that you need to deal with so that you can be focused when you get back to work, if that makes sense. We also have a whole lot of the moon moving around. And at the beginning of the week, specifically, the moon is in a trine with Pluto. Now, again, Pluto's focus is still on the home, but the moon's focus is on inner trauma. So I feel like while this is a helpful aspect, it may be bringing up triggers of control triggers specifically of times that you could not make changes, or you weren't allowed to make changes, or the power to make change was taken away from you. And when you identify with those triggers, you can release the mindset that is attached to them, that I'm not in charge of this, because this is your house and you absolutely are in charge of it, right? So that's actually a really helpful boost right at the beginning of the week to kind of help you out with that there. So it's not all bad. That's the good news, is that it's not all bad. Temporary inconvenience, so we'll call it, and then we'll move on to what's really important, which is getting everything done, making that money, go, 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 go. As I have a friend who's a Capricorn. I actually went to help him with something, and he walked into the house and said, "Are you ready to go? Because I'm very Capricorn today." And I knew exactly what that means. It meant he wanted to go and get it done, and I was up and ready to go. And I speak Capricorn language too. That's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a coffee. You know how much I love my coffee. And you guys I already know you guys are going to kick ass, so I don't even have to say it, but I'll say it anyways. You guys kick some butt this week and have a great week. Make sure you make it a great week, guys.